I kind of just went through the max velocity part where I want the pelvis to be neutral, okay, even. Now, when I'm looking at acceleration, one of the most important things in creating an effective acceleration is, number one, you have to go forward, right? So if I want to go forward, I need to create large amounts of forces this way, okay, in the opposite direction. So what I'm looking at when I'm sprinting is when my body is accelerating out, this leg needs to be able to create a large force downwards and backwards, while this leg needs to be able to get back up to the front as fast as possible. So this is where the switch comes into play. So if I'm in this position and I'm able to switch my legs at the same time, this leg produces a ton of force down, while this leg recovers fast up to the top, and it can be able to hit down. So it looks like this. So the athlete accelerates out, they're in this position. When the legs switch, this leg drives down, this leg drives up to the front, okay? And then it's the same process. So while this leg is driving down, the other leg is recovering, and it's creating more force in the ground, and it's happening faster in between the strides. So we're not waiting for the leg to come through. So what'll happen if you don't switch when you're accelerating, and this leg is late, what's gonna happen is this leg will actually swing around back to the front because it's taking a long time to travel that entire phase back up to the top. We call it the recovery phase. So the switch is super helpful. Now at top speed, we talked about posture first, then we talked about acceleration switches, now we're talking about max velocity switches. So once my pelvis is neutral here, and I have my hip here, I have my knee here, ankle here, and then the backside, hip, knee, ankle. So what happens is, and this athlete's looking forward, when this leg comes down to the ground and it strikes, if this leg takes that long path around like this, because it's not switching, it's also going to create a bad position for the pelvis. So it works both ways. So it'll create a bad position for the pelvis. It'll cause a bad position for the pelvis, or the pelvis could have caused that to happen. So once this leg swings around, this leg has to stay planted on the ground for a longer period of time as it waits for the leg to get back to the top. What we want to see is when this leg comes down to the ground, these knees are closer together, almost side by side, because they've switched. It's happened at almost the exact same time. So when this leg finishes, the other leg is already back to the top faster. So when we're running, as one leg is planted, the other leg needs to be already on its way back up to the top. So it should be minimal gap between the legs. Thank you so much for watching this video. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video.